I think we're going to do question and answers today. I try and keep up with the YouTube comments. I use TubeBuddy as my YouTube management tool. It's wonderful, and I love the way you can sort the comments by ones you haven't replied to yet, those with a comment, those that are positive, those are negative. So I try and always sort to the ones I have not replied to yet. But I went through and there's a lot of questions I've missed over time, especially from before I started using TubeBuddy. I've only been using that for a couple of months now. So I've got 25 questions. I will be turning my head to read because it's on the laptop. So I'm not trying to be rude, it's just, hey, I have to look at it. Should have like a prompter back behind there, but such is life. Okay, first question. Are you Filipino? No, I am from Texas. I'm a pasty white boy. No, not at all Filipino, but I like it here. Asking about the house. There's a lot of questions on the house. Did you do any of the work yourself? No, I am happily retired. I was very glad to hire out all the work. I really didn't want to do the work. What's it like compared to the US? That's a loaded question. You can make a whole video series on that. To sum it up, people are people the world over. So for the most part, the people here, it's like the same. People are people, right? One of the biggest differences a lot of the expats notice, it's very noticeable, and a lot of them complain about, is just the rampant poverty everywhere here. Also, the infrastructure is a joke. The water, electricity, I mean, just, it's terrible. No offense, but the entire country reminds me of a Mexican border town. But everyone here is so nice and so friendly, that makes up for a lot. So I still enjoy it. We'll see if that works. I moved the camera. We're going to try and read this a little bit better. It was bothering me, the movement, and I've lost my place. If an American moves to the Philippines, how much money do I need per month? Another very loaded question. They have their saying here, it's up to you, and that is so true. No one can really answer your budget questions. I can say how much I am living on, what other people live on. Your comfort level is up to you. My wife and I live pretty comfortably on under $1,000 a month. I would recommend closer to $1,500 US dollars a month. But it's hard to say. I know people that live on $4,000 a month here. I didn't spend that much in the US. But it's up to you. If you get people on Social Security, $1,000, $1,200, everybody seems to be okay. If you're out partying all the time, you will need a lot more money. If you're old and married and don't go out much, you don't need a lot. If you have a heart attack or some other emergency, are there paramedics and ambulances available, or do you lay there and die? Well, that's a fun question. Yeah, there are ambulances theoretically, but out here, you pretty much get a jeepney and just pay them to take you straight to the hospital. But I'm far enough from the city, I know that in an emergency, I'm dead. Life's tough all over. Does Uncle speak English? Not really, no. Little bit, not much. I've been here long enough, almost 5 years. I should be speaking Ilongo. There's no excuse. The closed captions on your last video weren't very good. Really? Well, sorry. Closed captions are generated automatically by YouTube. And generally, they are comically wrong. Do you make your caldereta out of goat? No, I wish I did. I ate goat in Texas more than here. There's goats everywhere. I've asked for goat. Nobody seems to eat them, and nobody seems to drink the milk. I don't know why they have them. Does it flood there? Yeah. In the city, it's worse. There's no drainage to speak of. They put little gutters under the road, but very little. Out where we are, it's not too bad. We've got all these rice fields everywhere, and the ocean's close. But a year or two back, they paved our road out here, and they raised the entire thing up about a foot and provided no extra drainage. So by raising the road a foot, they made everything over on this side of it a floodplain. They should have added more drainage. Nobody plans for anything here. Luckily, my house is high enough, it doesn't flood yet. How much was the cost of your house? About 7,000 US dollars. What is that? I think I have another video about it. It's like 300,000 pesos. Half of that was what they called the house, and it came in exactly on budget. These guys were good. But half of it's my own fault because I wanted optional equipment like a ceiling, glass windows, floor tile, and American style bathroom fixtures. So I spend a lot more, but I'm comfortable, so I'm okay with that. Dunkin' Donuts and a Coke, does that fit your diet? Actually, yes it does. First, it's a Coke Zero. I try not to drink my calories. And the occasional donut, well, that's the beauty of if it fits your macros. All things in moderation. I do still need to lose more though. Is it common for Filipinos to use mustard? No. Every grocery store sells it. No restaurant seems to stock it. And no Filipino I've talked to even knows what it is. It's mostly vinegar. I thought they'd like it. What size is your house? Well, the main room is like, it's got the CR, the bathroom, the kitchen, and the combination living room, bedroom area. And then that's, I'm trying to convert it to feet. I use meters here, even though I'm from Texas. 15 feet? No. Yes, 15 feet by 26 feet. Then the porch out here, the enclosed porch, is another 10 foot by 15 foot. So the entire house is just under 550 square feet, 45 square meters. We are in the process of getting ready. We're starting this month to build a dirty kitchen and a little storeroom. The sizes of those are yet to be determined. Is your wife working, or does she plan on working? Not really. She had to quit college for some family reasons some years back, and has talked about going back to college, but hasn't ever really committed to it. Most of the jobs here at 250 pesos a day, which is what, $5? What's the point? And because she's 29, most places won't hire her. The cutoff is 25 for most jobs. So it's just not worth the bother. Don't you use gravy on your fried chicken, Filipino style? No. No, I do not. What type of visa are you on? Well, I've used 3 different. When I first got here, I did a tourist visa. Very, very simple process. When we got married, I did the balikbayan stamp, which is a 1-year, no charge, no paperwork. Not technically a visa. And now I'm on the 13A marriage visa. I've got my permanent resident status. It's basically like the green card in the U.S., although it's not green. And the one in the U.S. is also not green. We just call it a green card. Immigration here is very, very easy. How do you deal with snakes? How do you repel them? I have never seen a live snake here, except one time at a mountain resort that kept one as a non-poisonous snake as a pet. I'm not sure why. This really seems like a good area for snakes. I expected a lot of them, and I've just never seen one. Do you find it hard to eat cold food at the restaurants? Would they reheat it if you asked them? Well, The nicer restaurants usually serve the food semi-hot. The little, junk food places at the mall, fast food joints, I've never asked them to reheat the food. I don't know if they would. And all the little Carand areas, most of those don't have a place to heat the food. They bring it in, like they cook it at home and bring it in and sell it all day. My own follow-up question, what is a Carand area? It's the little food booth, bigger than a food cart. It's a little sidewalk shop. Quite often it's attached to a sari-sari store. Do they sell brown rice in the Philippines? Yes, they do. They also have black rice and red rice. But my wife told me brown rice is for poor people. That seems to be the attitude here. White rice is king all over Asia. Did you experience someone trying to take advantage of you? Occasionally it'll happen. And it happens anywhere there's a lot of tourists, all over the world. Mostly in the bigger touristy areas. Here in Iloilo, it's not bad. Even our taxi drivers are pretty cool. I had much more problem with it in Mexico than I've ever had here. How far are you from the city? From the city, we are 20 kilometers, which is like 12 miles, but we're only 6 kilometers from town. How old are you? How old is your wife? That's actually not the same question, but they go together. Right now, I am 53. She is 29. When we got married, I was 50. She was 25. The noisy kids walking by, I think, are 5. Was it your cooking that got your wife to marry you? No. I think I'm a pretty good cook, and I love cooking. I love to eat, too. She doesn't like most of my cooking. She likes the Wiener Schnitzel that I make and grilled chicken. She likes my marinated grilled chicken. But mostly she likes her standard Filipino food. She's not a very adventurous eater. Bummer. And finally, the last question. This is 25 in case you were counting. Is the beach walking distance from your house? Yes. It is only about a kilometer. It's just under half a mile. So it's less than a kilometer away. Speaking of which, I think that's what I'm going to do right now. Just take a walk to the beach. It's just now getting dark. It's a nice time. We can watch the fishing boats come in. So if you have any more questions, post them. I'll try and get to you as quick as I can because I enjoy it. Thank you very much. Oh, I actually meant to make a video 6 weeks ago to put out a big thank you. We hit 1,000 subscribers and over 200,000 views. In YouTube numbers, that's not a lot, but it's more than I ever thought I would get. So thank you all very much for the support. I'm having a lot of fun doing videos. Enjoy your day in paradise.